Hi guys, in this video I'm going to go over how to add your main content section. So if you take a look right now at what I have done is I have my header section done and I have my navigation bar. It's not completely done. I'm going to add 3 or 4 more links, but for the purpose of this you can see it. Again, I have where any external links are opening in a new page. And again, that's done by doing this target equals quotation marks underscore blank. So I'm going to collapse my header section and my nav section just so that way I can make sure I'm not putting anything there that doesn't belong. I'm going to do the same thing for my head. So that way, really, I only have this spot to work in, and it's going to really prevent me from, like I said, putting things where they don't belong, but also like preventing some of that debugging I'm going to have to do later. So to do my main section, I'm going to do the left angle bracket, div class equals, and then quotation marks content. So when I select that content, what I can do is come back over to my CSS and I can see where that content's been styled. And you can notice for the main content, there's not a lot of styling choices that really go with it. It's really just setting like the background color, maybe the font color and the padding, because this is that main section. You're not doing a whole bunch of different things with it. If you want to, you totally can, but for this purpose, that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to go outside of that quotation mark, and I'm going to finish my opening tag. So I can see here that this is my closing. This line 31 is going to be my opening. So I'm going to enter a few times. I want everything that goes in that main content section to go between these two tags. So I'm going to start off and I'm going to come over to my Grey's Anatomy main content layout Google Drawing. And I am going to select everything in here. And again, once I've clicked on that box, I can click Control A to select all, Control C to copy. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to paste it in. Oh, I just noticed that this has the wrong title, so I'm going to change that real quick to make sure that it's matching the content of this one. So taking a look at my website in an open window. So Grey's Anatomy, my header, my navigation bar, and here is this main content section. So looking at my drawing, I have this picture and it's up in the top right. And I want it to be even with favorite characters, so that means I'm going to put it above. Because what it'll do is it'll float it to the right and everything else will fall on the left. So going back through that process, looking for my div class equals content. And again, I'm going to go, it's going to be the first thing there. I'm going to click on assets, upload an asset, and then I'm going to select that picture, click copy, index, and I'm going to add that here. So img src equals quotation marks, and then the URL. The next line, I'm going to do the title. And remember that the title is what's going to pop up when you hover over it. So I'm doing Grey's Anatomy characters. I'm going to actually set my height for this one. I'm going to do like 300px, and I'll explain why I'm specifically doing the height here in a second. And then I'm going to do style equals quotation marks, floats, and then right, and then a semicolon. And notice that this red dot is still here, and that's because I need to finish this tag by doing the right angle bracket. So I'm going to come over here, and I can see this picture. But notice that down here, it's not, like the main content's not fully there, right? Like it's still, like this part should still be white. So how I'm going to fix that is I'm going to come over to my style CSS. I'm going to go to my content section, and I'm going to add another line. So I'm going to do height, and then colon, and I believe I said that's a 300px, and then semicolon. And what that does is it extends it down. So that makes sure that the picture's here completely in the main content. Whereas before we had that awkward like little, like almost looked like a shelf where it ended after the text, but not after the picture. So by adding that height part in there, I'm able to make sure that everything's in that main content section. That's really it. I'm going to go back to my index, click format this file real quick to make sure everything's formatted correctly. I have all my opening and closings. And I'm going to go ahead, if I'm done with this main content section, I'm going to go ahead and collapse it. So that way in my next video, and this is what we're going to do tomorrow, is we're going to add the footer section. And then we're going to be done with this website.